Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Wrestling Diaries. I'm your host, Mitchell Ruland. Does everybody like that introduction? It's pretty good. I'm your host, Mitchell Ruland. This is the podcast show for the average Joe. Check us out on YouTube, like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more content. Also, check us out on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and all the other platforms that host audio podcasts, where we find out where people from the middle of society, what they wrestle with, and how they can handle their adversities. Today is the first time we've ever had more than one live guest in the studio. We made it work somehow, and it's the youngest guest I've ever had. Before this, I had like a 19-year-old pal of mine that was on, and now we have a 16-year-old and a 14-year-old. Am I right?
Yep.
And your name is Aaron. I don't know your last name. So
Aaron Pearson.
Aaron Pearson. And then your name is Seth.
And the last name is Isbell.
Isbell. That's interesting. Is that like... what is that? Is that Middle Eastern?
You're very funny.
I'm kidding, man. It sounds exotic. It doesn't sound like a typical like American last name. That's why I asked.
I really
my last name is French, Roulaine or Hulaine. I think is how it's pronounced. So you guys, you kiddos, wanting to be on the podcast? What's up? Tell us a little bit about yourselves. You start, and then you go.
All right, I'm Aaron Pearson. I go to Bessemer Academy. I'm a junior. And I play a lot of football, a lot of it. Actually, I have a All-American football game next Friday on the 19th. It's going to be really fun. And I play a lot of baseball as well.
Nice. For anybody out there that doesn't know, explain what All-American football is.
It's pretty much the best in the country playing in stadium.
Boom, represent.
Subtle flex.
Subtle flex, right?
Subtle, but there.
Now you, Seth.
I am.
Tell people about yourself.
My name's Seth, and I play football and baseball. Wish I could play basketball, but I'm not a hooper.
He's lying. I swear he is. He cannot play basketball. He was like a deer heading into town when he dribbles.
I mean, he could be like point guard, right?
No, I'm terrible. Like, no, I can't dribble, can't shoot, not good at it. And I'm probably gonna fail the 9th grade. I'm a freshman.
Oh wow.
I'm struggling, and I like to sing.
What do you like to sing?
All types of music: country, R&B, pop, rap.
Who's your favorite artist?
What category? What genre of music?
We'll go with R&B.
I don't know. There's a lot. Just like a lot of great ones.
Al Green. You know who that is?
No.
Smokey Robinson.
No.
You guys are so young. It's so weird. It's weird that like we have like such young people, but I'm so glad that y'all came on here, right? Because we need youth on here. We need to integrate, find out what the young people are wrestling with. So, Aaron, you are an All-American. You're doing an All-American football thing. Also, you told me some time ago that you had some scouts looking at you. Can we talk about that?
Kind of. Like, for the most part, Alabama, they came to the last football game we had, like, regular season. And he asked for my name and my email. And then I haven't heard anything from them since. But Yale followed me on Twitter, Georgia, Duke, and Tulane from Louisiana.
Out of all those schools, which one would you be most excited to go to?
Well, Alabama. But I doubt that's going to happen. But if, like, it had to be a second choice, probably Georgia. Just because it's closer to home and Kirby Smart's a good coach.
Seth, how about you?
For like my plans after high school.
Yeah. What do you got going on, dude?
I mean, I don't really much got going on.
I guess you've got a lot of time to think about it, right?
Yeah, I'm not insane at sports like Aaron. He's not that great though. He's just big. He's not good. He's just big. There's a huge difference. But like after high school, when I graduate, I plan on going to film school in LA and becoming a director.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, how long have you wanted to do something like that?
It's been about a year and a half now.
So you like, I guess, movies and stuff like that? Like, are you going to take, are you going to go to like what is it? What are those like, those big film schools out in like New York? I forget what they're called. A lot of people like Al Pacino went there, I think. Robert De Niro. I don't know what it's called. You going to go there?
I don't know.
Going to be the next
big thing. Next
big
director.
Godfather.
Is that the word?
No, I meant like, in movie terms or whatever. It's really interesting. It's kind of hard to like talk to because like the show is usually like one-on-one. So now like two people, so I have to like kind of juggle around. But I guess this is just generally like a conversation that we would have normally. We're just hanging out, drinking chocolate milk.
Good one.
Yeah, tell us what you got in their hand there.
Okay, so this right here is Sunfresh lemonade. This stuff is like regular lemonade, but like on 4 doses of crack. And it's so good because I sell it at school, so it's not illegal. On the back of it, Mitchell read it before the show. I didn't know it said this, but it said made with 100% funshine. I don't know if that's really a thing, but it's really good. So, Sunfresh refreshing lemonade. I advise you go buy this. It's really good.
Not an advertisement.
But I'm just saying, it's
Not
so
an
good.
advertisement.
You know what? I'm gonna like look their website up later and see if we can do some affiliate marketing. See if we can get paid for what
I'm
he just
serious.
did.
Like,
Seriously,
I
I'm
buy
totally
like
gonna do
4
it.
of these a day at school, and like just keep. I have probably like 2 more in my bag.
Yeah, Matt's a big connoisseur of lemonade. That's why he was, inquiring about where you got it from. So
It's so
go
good.
to Bessemer Academy, Matt. Go buy some lemonade.
They're like $2 though at Bessemer Academy, but at
It's
like
a
the
little
store,
expensive.
it's
Would
like,
you find out where the source comes from and then like text it to me. So, you guys, where do you guys live at? Where at around here? Do you live in this area?
We live in West Blocton, the Bibb County area.
Oh, down south over there.
Yeah, something like that.
I hate it there.
It's weird.
Yeah, it's not great.
You hate it?
Yeah, it's just the West Blocton small town vibe. Not good.
It's interesting. He has a little bit of a southern drawl, kinda. You don't at all, really. I don't think. Not from what I can tell so far. Why do you think that is? Because you want to be a film director. That's why.
I guess so. Something like that.
So you guys, who all is it at your household? Is it just you two, and then your mom, your parent?
Oh my
we
drink!
talk
I gotta
about that?
explain this one.
Is that too personal?
Oh my beer, watch this.
Okay, so we got a lot of people there, right? We have me, Seth, my sister, her 2 kids, which are little babies. Then we have Bobby, which is Billy's brother, and then we have Barbara. It's Billy's mom, and then we have my mom. If I didn't already say her, that's a lot of people living in one house.
Yeah,
What's the how big is the house? What's the amenities there?
it's a 7-bed, 4-bath.
Oh, really? It's a big house. So, wow, that's a really big house. I didn't know they had such a big house, Katie. Go over there and do you have a pool?
No, we don't have anything.
Dadgummit.
It is so boring.
Never mind. Oh,
We
I
get a
just, I just
TV
got
in the living
word
room.
that somebody else has a pool. New best friend here.
Yeah, Casey does that.
Representing. So, guys, I don't really know what to ask these kids, Matt. This is such a weird kind of thing for me. I like it, though. I like the weirdness here. When people like listen and watch this, they'll be like,
Gave off a little bit of a creepy vibe there.
"What, did I?"
Just a little bit.
Hey, that's what I do, man. That's why they pay me the big bucks.
You get paid to ask little kids questions.
Yeah, yeah. I ride around in my van selling meth.
That's nice.
Hey, kiddos, you want some crystal meth? Come on down. That's the voice I use. Okay, so here's what I want to ask you, Aaron. So we were talking earlier before the podcast was going on about you hitting people with your
wow.
vehicle.
So out of the first question you could have asked me, there's so many you could ask in the world, and you asked me what happened when I hit
Hey,
3
man,
people.
This is Wrestling Diaries, bro.
Okay.
Put up or shut up, man.
Okay, hold this. This is another. Okay, so what had happened is I was leaving Katie's house, right? Which is my girlfriend, if y'all didn't know, right? And,
Shout out.
And I was just driving, listening to some music, bobbing, and then all of a sudden, this tall black dude comes out in front of me. So I slam on my brakes, and then all of a sudden, another one comes out there, and I was so confused. And then all of a sudden, another one comes out there. So
Sounds like a bad part in a movie.
and really, it wasn't really I ran over 3 people. I ran over 2.5 or like 2.25 because one dude I just ran over his foot. Dude was perfectly fine. And then the other dude, he jumped on my hood, and I kid you not, he probably went like 20 feet away from the truck. And then the one that I hit it's like I shot him. Like I sniped him. Like he fell straight to the ground.
Oh my gosh.
And
Wow.
the next day, the only one that got hurt was okay. it sounds worse than it is. Okay, I hit 3 people. 2 were legally kids, and the other one was a grown man. But it wasn't kids; they were like 17. And then the 2 kids, the next day, the one I ran over foot perfectly fine. He was fine the whole time. He didn't say anything. The other one, I'm not gonna claim that he was acting like he was hurt, but like he was up the next day with a scratch on his arm. That's about it. Now the grown man, he had like a gash on his head, leg was split open, like you could.
Jeez
It was
Louise.
horrible. Like,
Wait, so did this happen over where you live at, like in your neighborhood or something?
It happened where Katie
yeah,
lives.
where Katie lives around like 2 minutes from her house.
I can't believe you didn't tell us about that. That's
Well, that's not something I just want to. Well, I've already done it, but
Well,
just
hey, it's the
openly
world-
tell people.
yeah, it's out
Like, if
there,
they
man.
ask me, I'll tell them the
people
truth.
internationally
But I'm
could
not
find
gonna,
this out
gonna go
about
up
you.
to somebody. Hey, I hit 3 people. Just letting you know.
So what was the story behind why they were out in the middle of the road? Like,
So this is what they told everyone. They said they were getting because it was right next to a haunted house, and they said they were getting
wait,
chased.
what do you mean? Like real haunted house or like a Halloween scary house?
It was
It was
a
more like
real haunted.
Halloween.
It was like a local haunted house,
Yeah, it wasn't like the greatest, but it was a local.
and they said they were getting chased by chainsaws, and they looked at the tape.
They're getting chased by chainsaws, and then they just get hit by a truck. I love this. Keep going,
And
please.
then they
You can't make this stuff up, ladies and gentlemen.
they looked at the cameras because it's a fire station, so they had cameras looking, and they weren't getting chased at all. They were just being idiots. Because no, it's not like they were like out in the middle of the road and I saw them. I just kept going. Like they just ran out in the middle of the road. Like they didn't look or anything.
I bet you were super nervous, right? Freaking out.
Oh my gosh! I knew you was gonna do. Okay, so this is
My
what happened.
career's over as a football
I
player.
had to go pee, right? I was on my way to the store to go pee because I really had to pee. And I hit him and just piss rolling down my leg. And at this point in time, I had shorts on and it just looked horrible. So, moral of the story is if you ever hit somebody, you might piss yourself.
Right. I'm so glad that you're telling me this.
And then another thing that I found quite funny is my mom came up to me and she was like, Aaron, I've told you that there's nothing you can do in this world that I haven't done. I was like, yes, ma'am. She's like, well, Aaron, this is one of those things that I haven't done. Can you explain to me what happened here?
Oh my God. Did you face any like legal scrutiny for this? Like what did the police say?
Okay,
I guess.
so this is like it's weird because I couldn't do anything about it. The officer was like, yeah, why didn't you swerve at all? I was like, officer, there's 4 people on the left of me, a whole haunted house to the right of me, and 1 person in front of me. So what would you want me to do here? He's like, okay, I understand. And the girls that were with the guys, they were like, oh my gosh, he was going 99 miles per hour, 99 miles per hour. This is the point in time in my life where I'm glad I have Life 360 on my phone and my mother stalks me because I was going 45 and I was going 15 when I hit them.
Wow. 90. They would have exploded on impact.
Yeah.
And it's not like I have some little Nissan Altima. I have a Tahoe.
He doesn't drive a Prius.
So in other words, you got off, like you didn't get in trouble. No issues.
PTSD, if that counts.
As long as your insurance premiums are good, that's all that matters.
Like every time I pass by that place, the speed limit's like 50. I go 15.
How does this make you feel about driving in the future, Seth? Does it traumatize you to hear this story from your
Not
brother?
at all. Like when I heard it, I was like, "There's no way that's real." Because I just laughed. There's like,
Yeah, he
this-
calls me laughing like, yo, did you just hit somebody?
I didn't know, dude. I called him. I was like, dude, did you really just hit somebody? And he said, yeah. And I just died laughing. I just didn't know what to do.
And he's like,
That was my initial response was to laugh. It was just
Are they
a-
dead? Oh
like,
my God!
It
What
was
a
just a
gas!
response. I just didn't know. Like, there's no way that could be real.
Have you started driving yet, Seth?
I have not.
You have not.
I mean,
I can imagine now that when you do get behind the wheel, you'll always think of Aaron. So, like, no matter what you do, you have to do a lot to top him, right?
oh yeah,
So
absolutely.
you get a
hit
ticket,
3
maybe hit a
people.
mailbox. It's not gonna top hitting people at 90 miles per hour. So,
Absolutely.
So you guys, what else what do you do in your spare time besides play a bunch of sports and hit people with your cars and stuff like that?
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, it's gonna be
That's
a running
really
gag
funny.
probably
See,
for as long as I know. you.
With like the sports for both of us, we don't have like a whole lot of spare time because, especially with Aaron, he's always working out, going to Doug, doing all sorts of other things. So he doesn't have a lot of spare time. And in the spare time that we do usually have, we usually play video games.
What do you play? What's your video games of choice?
Listen, promise me you won't laugh.
No, I never laugh.
It's Fortnite.
Fortnite.
Yeah.
Hey, dude.
Don't laugh.
No. Handle your biz.
Yeah. But that's what we play in the little spare time that we do have.
My niece is actually, I don't know anything about Fortnite. All I know is that she's really good at it. And it's to the point where she could be in some competition and she's like a platinum player. Does that make any sense to y'all? What I'm saying? She's like that good or something, but she has like a chance to play in some big competition or something nationally. I don't know. That's all I know about Fortnite. Is that my sister told me that, and I was like, oh, I don't even know. Like I used to think Fortnite was like a board game, then I found out it was a video game. I was like, oh, how convenient.
Don't worry, they made Fortnite Monopoly.
Also, I found out not too long ago that you're into anime really big time, Aaron. What about
yes,
you?
I love it.
Is Seth into anime as well?
Absolutely not.
No, which is interesting because you look Asian, but you're not. So stereotypes. Kidding. So why do you like anime, man? It's weird.
Because okay, like this is gonna get real deep here. Okay, this is gonna get real deep here. Okay, think about it. Okay, say you're watching like a TV show that's like real life, right? And that person dies in that TV show. You'll see them like, later, like in real life. But if you're watching anime and somebody dies, you won't ever see that character again. Like not in real life, not in anime. That character's dead.
I mean, they could always rewrite them, right?
Yeah,
But
but
they came back from the dead, resurrection.
yeah, but that's they're dead.
Okay. I'm sorry, I'm not trying
And
to rain
it's-
on your parade here.
It's so good. Like you can sit there for hours and just watch it.
I like anime. Like I probably don't like it as much as you do. I like it enough. I just wanted to ask you.
It's
Bust your
so
chops a
good.
little bit. What's your favorite anime?
Either Naruto or Dragon Ball Z.
I grew up watching Dragon Ball Z. Still have some T-shirts.
Oh, Rick and Morty. It's like not a real anime,
Oh, that's definitely not an anime.
but it's still like on the verge of it. It's still a good.
Oh yeah, Rick and Morty is excellent.
Just waiting for my turn.
So why is there such a huge size discrepancy between you two? And I know it's not just because he has a taller chair.
Aaron always liked to say when we were younger. So like I have ADHD, and like he always used to
Really?
say,
Like clinically?
yeah, clinically. And he was like, yeah, he's not as big as me because he takes ADHD medicine. And yes, it does stunt in your growth, but it would have caught up by me by now. That's what the doctor said. So I'm just short.
You all have other siblings, right? You said you had a sister, and then do you have another brother?
We have two.
We have two
twins-
stepbrothers.
Yeah, two stepbrothers and two twin sisters.
Okay, the twin sisters are blood related, though, right? So are they tall, big, short? Like
I'm taller than both of them.
They're big, all right, but not.
Not like
Tall.
tall. They're a little. Hey,
I'm sorry. I love you guys.
hey,
I'm so sorry.
They're a little heavier.
yeah. Well, hey, it happens.
I'm not rude. I'm just brutally honest.
See, brutally honest can be considered rude.
Yeah, that's true.
Honesty is the best policy.
I have a Vietnamese mother who is very brutally honest to the point where I'll tell you this story. One time, she hadn't seen my sister in a while, and my sister is one of them. Isn't like the healthiest, but she doesn't care. Like this is her life. She wants to live it and do what she wants to do, eat what she wants to eat, drink what she wants to drink. My mom saw her and was like, "Oh man, she's probably gonna if she watches. Well, she doesn't watch my right, Matt, so she won't see this." She came over and my mom was like, "Oh," she's like, "Baby, you look like a fat cow. What are you doing?" And I remember I was probably like 12 or something. I remember like, wow, I feel like that would hurt her feelings. And then my sister was like, "Mom, I don't care. I look fine. I don't care for anybody, blah, 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 blah." But yeah, that's what my mom does. She hadn't seen me in a while and I had all my facial hair grown out. Kind of look like I do now. And she was like, "Oh, Mitchell," she's like, "God, you look so rough. You got a beard now, your hair long. What's wrong with you, boy?" And I was like, "Man, this is the style." She's like, "Oh boy, ain't no damn style. Go like short hair, clean look. Handsome. You look." You were handsome before. You're no handsome no more. That's what she said to me. So I know about brutal honesty. She does it because she loves. Do you do it because you love, Aaron?
No, I just like being honest.
You're just an a-hole.
Sometimes.
Just being an a-hole. I gotcha. Cool. What about you? You're not brutally honest, right?
I wouldn't say I am. I mean, like, I'll voice my opinion. I will.
All the time.
Like, I don't like to just, like, cram my opinion down people's throat either. I try to stay in myself, but sometimes I get a little aggressive.
He's doing a timeout.
No, listen, timeout, because I swear you were the guy. We was at Zach's before we came here, right? And this man was trying to make us think that.
No, listen. Let me tell you what happened. Kelsey kept tapping my leg, and I was
Who's
like,
Kelsey?
Oh, my girlfriend. She's right over there.
Just for people listening.
Oh, okay, yeah. And she kept tapping my leg with her leg, and I was like, stop. And like I started yelling, like, I'm about to make a scene. And like I started yelling real loud. And then I don't know if this is controversial or not, but like there's a little baby song that starts with I can't breathe. And Aaron was like, you won't scream that out loud. And I was like, you know I will, so don't tell me I won't. And I did. And that's what he's talking about. Like,
no, that's not what I'm talking about. Because we was talking about before that, because I can't breathe thing, because George Floyd, he was trying to say that all lives matter, like protest is a protest against Black Lives Matter.
I know what he's saying. I don't know if it's like a controversial topic, but we're talking about, like, he said, I was like, saying all lives matter is like you breaking your arm and then saying that doesn't matter because there's a bunch of other arms in the world.
That makes sense.
Saying all lives matter to Black Lives Matter.
That makes sense. There's a lot of other like underline there, like in the politics of it all. Like it's not all that simple, cut and dry. I get it. Yeah. So yeah, you are an a-hole too.
Wow.
I'm kidding.
Put it simply.
I'm kidding. So who wins in a fight when y'all get in a fight?
Oh,
go ahead and tell him the truth, big dog.
Listen. It is. Ooh.
If anybody's watching this too, the video content of this, we put the big guy in the bigger chair and the smaller guy in the smaller chair on purpose so everybody could laugh at that. Not really. No, I'm kidding. It's the only chair that Matt had. Anyways, continue.
I mean, I would say it's mostly even. I know he's not going to agree with that, but I would say it's mostly even.
No,
what does the crowd say? He's shaking his head. No. She's doing a finger gesture. She said, Aaron, this girl's not even doing anything.
Because that's
She's
his
scratching
girlfriend.
her head.
She don't want to hurt his feelings. Let me explain to you what really goes on in that house, right?
Oh,
okay. So we lived in this trailer before we lived in our big house, right? And mom was still with Billy, which is like our manager / stepdad / anything else you want to call him, Mexican, we've already been over this.
Everything.
Coach everything. And we used to hate each other. Like I like literally wanted to like, I asked mom, why didn't you abort him? And she, I couldn't stand him. And Billy would make us fight in the yard. And every time I won. But like, it's because look at me and look at him. I'm not trying to say Seth can't fight, but I'm saying like, I'm just a bigger dude. And the last time we fought, like for real, like Billy got us in the ring and fought was I almost killed.
Y'all have a boxing ring?
Pretty much. He would like get a gravel. He would like make the gravel square. And we were out there and he was on the ground and I put my foot on his head and started pushing down. I wanted to kill him. And I think it's because
Aaron's got a problem.
No, I think it's because you took the Wii remote away from me.
That's probably
Wait, what was the age of this incident?
Oh, we were younger.
Yeah, like
we were like
10 and 8,
10, 12.
Yeah.
11, 13.
Like, we were really young.
A good bit younger.
And I was wanting to kill my brother literally.
What'd your mom think about that?
She started crying and running to us.
She disagreed with it completely. But Billy wanted to make us stop fighting. And
Billy
we did.
wanted, he was like starting to get his phone out, like,
he was gambling, placing bets, everything.
Put it on Facebook Live or something like that.
Well, now we don't fight anymore now. At least not as much as we used to. I mean, it's my brother.
I feel like there's a lot of fun bickering banter between the two of you.
Nah, not for real. Most of the time we agree with each other.
Yeah, but there's a couple times.
No, there's a lot of verbal arguments. That's different. Because we disagree on a lot of stuff, but then we end up, just forgetting about it or agreeing at the end.
Yeah.
So who's, are you the baby of the family?
I am.
Yes.
I am, but
blood, yes.
Blood, yes, but like my stepbrother's the youngest. He's 11.
Does he look up to you too?
Not in the good ways.
No?
Not in the good ways.
What does that mean? Not in the good way. Like he looks up to you in the physical sense, like because he's on the ground because you beat him up or something. He's just looking up at you.
I mean, he sees the things that he shouldn't do that I do, and he likes to copy.
Bad influence, man.
I really try not to be like. I try to tell him not to, and when he does, it's just like, I mean, it's your life, live it. You know, I wouldn't want anybody telling me how to live my life, so just do it.
Very good point. Did y'all watch the Bama game today?
No, we did not because we were on the road the whole day. Pretty much, we
Yeah.
left the house at like 10. We've been driving ever since.
They destroyed Arkansas.
I figured.
Doesn't
Oh, wait, I
surprise me.
seen
It was like 52-3. I think.
I
was the
seen
final score.
a video of one of the defensive Arkansas players trying to break one of Alabama's players.
Oh, really?
Yeah, try to break his ankle.
Oh man, is that y'all's favorite football team? Alabama,
Absolutely not.
Crimson Tide. What's you?
Auburn.
Auburn. Oh, house divided.
Y'all suck.
So how does that happen? How do you grow up in a house divided exactly?
So listen, like my sister Shelby, her boyfriend, her ex-husband now, he was a big Alabama fan, and he got Aaron more into it, and our mother is an Auburn fan, and she got me more into it.
Ah, I see.
Yeah,
Yeah, Billy doesn't really matter. He's a Tennessee fan. We
yeah,
don't consult
he's
with
not
him
in the
when it
he's
comes
not
to
in the
football.
top.
Billy, you poor guy. They might come back one.
No, and it's so
No.
funny because he's like he's such like a weird dude when it comes to watching Tennessee play. Because if they lose the first game, he won't watch them for the rest of the year. And then if they win the first game, he'll watch till they lose. And like, there's sometimes when he's in the bathroom and they score, he's like, "I'm staying here." And then he's just a weird dude when it comes to it. And then every year he's like, "Go Vols!"
Wow, that's really weird. It's weird, but it's also not that weird. Like people put so much stock in like college sports down south, and I've seen and heard weirder stories than that, and gotten tied up into some very crazy calamities based on college football. Oh man, you guys having fun so far on your first
yeah.
podcast?
Absolutely.
You ever done anything like this? Done any radio or anything like that?
No, never.
Not actually, no.
Look at you guys cutting your teeth for the first time. Proud of you boys.
Thank you.
Give me some
Can
fists.
Boom.
you break down the expression "cutting your teeth" for me?
Cutting your teeth, it's like references, when children are like cutting their teeth in real life, and it's kind of like a painful transition into something good.
Oh,
But I don't think this has been too painful for you guys, has it? You said you weren't nervous, so generally, if you are nervous, that's where the pain kicks in. Because I have a lot of people on here. It's funny. I have a good buddy of mine who is a private investigator, and he's a martial arts instructor. It's a really tough guy, really funny and cool. He was super nervous to be on this show. It's something weird about when you're in front of a camera. You guys don't seem like you have a problem with it.
I'm not really like, I think of it as just having a normal conversation.
That's good. I mean, that's what I try to get people to realize about it. Although when I first started this, I was a little nervous, and I was thinking, this is weird that I'm nervous. I'm in one of my best friend's house studios, and I'm just doing what I do normally. Like, why am I nervous? This is not even like nobody's watching this. Oh man! So the show gets a little bit more serious. The Wrestling Diaries, the concept of it, and it's not about professional wrestling. I've had probably like 90% of the people assume that it's about wrestling with life and stuff like that. You guys are young teenage boys, up and coming in a world full of volatility and craziness. So I guess I'll ask each individual one. I usually ask my guests what it is they personally are wrestling with in their life, and it can be something as deep as like, I don't know, emotional issues, family problems, or like I had a guy on here that was just, he had issues with waking up on time. So, Aaron, what is it, sir, that you personally wrestle with? What are the demons that you fight with, and how do you try to overcome them?
Probably like mostly like failure. Because if I fail, I want to push myself even more and more.
Would you say you're a perfectionist?
Yes. Everything I do, it has to be perfect. Like, if I barely clean my room, but if I clean my room, it's got to be perfect. If I clean my truck, it's got to be perfect. If I'm performing on a football field, it has to be perfect. And I've never had a perfect football game. Like, I've always watched the film and I've done like one little thing wrong, like a step or off, I feel horrible. Because failure is like the worst thing to me. That's like my biggest fear.
How long has that been a thing for you? Like since you were a little kid? Like you're trying to put together like a Lego display and then it like doesn't work out and get pissed off?
It started when I was 9 years old. I was on a team called the Indians. We went undefeated.
Wait, what kind of team? Football?
Baseball.
Baseball.
And I went undefeated. That's the first year I had hit a home run over the fence. And the first pitch of the first game I had at my 9 years old, I hit it over the fence, like dead center. And then ever since that day, it's like I had to be perfect in every game. Everything I've done perfect.
You do realize but you're also a realist about life, right? You do realize that perfection doesn't exist, right?
Yeah, I have that in the back of my mind, but I want to ignore that fact and be like, not me personally be perfect, but the things I do. Like, I want to get it as close as perfect as possible.
I mean, that's great. It's good to. Somebody told me once a long time ago. They said that. I mean, there's no such thing as perfection. There's no such thing as perfect. We should always pursue it. You should always chase it, and you'll never catch it. You will never catch it until you're dead. We should keep going because that's what makes you better, and that's what makes you evolve as a human being, and as a person trying to be successful in whatever it is you're trying to be successful in. One thing I would say to you though is like, and you're still young and you're still learning this, is that sometimes if you get too much into perfectionism, it can be a coffin, it can be a tomb. Because like it's like one of those like you're like a researcher, right? And you're researching all of the schematics of how it is to take one step, and you spend so much time doing that you never take a step. Meanwhile, other people are they're walking up, And so that's something that and I only say this too because I struggle with that as well. Like I'm a perfectionist. I want everything to be a certain way, a certain temperature. I'm a creature of habit, and I've had to in my adult life now kind of realize that sometimes, there's like wiggle room. You should always improve, but, there's a thing called analysis paralysis.
Another reason why I'm a perfectionist is because, like, I've always been treated like older than what I was. Because I've always been so tall. Like, I've been taller than everybody. Always have been. But, like, adults would treat me like adults. And kids wouldn't see me as kids. As a kid. They would see me as an adult. But, like, I would get treated like an adult. Like, the last year I was at West Blocton playing football, they would see me, because I was a sophomore, they would see me as a senior, so they expected me to do more. And that didn't bother me. Like, it pushed me to, be better than what I was. But, like, my coach came up to me at the end of the season, he's like, I pushed you really hard. I really did, but the only reason I did is because every day I would forget that you are just a sophomore. You're not an upperclassman.
Jeez Louise. It's tough stuff, though, right? To deal with as a kid.
Yeah, it was hard because, I'm a goofball. Like, I'll goof off, like, really easy. So, like, when I would goof off at practice, I'd get yelled at like I've been there for, 3+ years. And that was like so my sophomore year was probably the first, like, real year I played football since, like, I was 7. Because me and Seth, we played Little League football, but not like religiously like most of the kids have. I didn't play my 7th grade year because I got hurt. 8th grade year, middle school, but I really didn't do anything, just push kids around because I was like 6'3", playing against 5' kids. Then freshman year, didn't play, pretty much the water boy. Sophomore year, this is my first start. So it was just weird because the coach would just treat me like I was a grown man.
It's so weird. I mean, as an adult, someone who's trying to like manage and all this stuff, harvest your talent, he should like kind of think about that. So I guess it's hard. It's not only because you're really like you're a big guy and you look more mature, it's also your personality though, right? Because even if you looked much younger and you were shorter and stuff, the way you talk and you carry yourself gives out a perception that you are older. Like if I talk to you on the phone, I'd be like, oh, this guy's at least like, I don't know, 23 at the youngest. He's like college age kid. So, I mean, that's a good thing, right?
Yeah, that has to do with our mom. Like, me and Seth the same way. When we're around our friends, you can tell we're a teenager. But if we're talking to an adult, having like a serious conversation, if you didn't know our age, you really couldn't tell.
I feel like based on our conversation so far, I'm like a semi-adult then.
There's a term for that. It's called code switching. Learned it in English, by the way. I do pay a little attention.
I learned that from Big Mouth.
That's a hilarious show, if that's what you're talking about. Seth, sir, what do you wrestle with?
I just want to be liked so bad by everyone. Like I just want people to like me. And I know, like I say a lot, like I don't care what people think about me, but I do so much. And it's like growing up in a small town, like the second you do one thing wrong, you're getting judged by everyone. Everyone knows. The next day, everyone's gonna know. Everyone's gonna know everything you did. And I just want everyone to like me.
Why do you think that is, though? What's the? Because like everybody's not gonna like you, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's just I just don't want people to talk behind my back or like just say things about me. I'm just
How long has that been a thing for you? Like
forever. I always wanted to just be that guy. I just always wanted to be him.
like somebody that everybody likes.
Yeah.
But because you're a logical person too, just like your brother. Obviously, your brain at some point is like, oh, but that's not logical. So how do you like combat that? Like, what do you say to yourself? Like, I want everybody like me. That's not realistic. So like, what do you do about that?
I mean, it is. I just gotta stop caring what people think about me so much.
Sometimes it's a hard thing, right? Because it's almost kind of like his perfectionism thing, right? Like he wants everything to be perfect, which is impossible, and then you want everybody to like you, which is impossible. I mean, my advice to you would just be like, it's really hard. I don't know if I can really give you. Ever since I was like a little kid, I've always done this whole like I've always danced to the tune of my own beat. Like I've never like if it's something I liked and loved, I don't care if every single person around was like, "Oh, that's disgusting, that's stupid." I'm like, so people can make fun of me, people could like make a deal about it, but if it's something I want to do, I'd do it. And if not, or if like I don't know, I feel like it's really important that you always remember that it's good for you to just be liked by yourself, right? Because at the end of the day, you have to live with you. Not to get too deep on you, right? That's what we do here.
For sure.
So is that the only thing you wrestle with, man? Just wanting to be liked by everybody?
I mean, school. School's just like, we're still kids. We still got school. It's hard.
How is the school stuff now with like all the COVID stuff? I wouldn't know, obviously.
I mean, I'd want to say it's easier, but it's really not because like at school, you got teachers there to tell you to do it, to motivate you, not necessarily motivate, but telling you to do it. At home, you have no motivation. You're just sitting there on your bed, on your phone, and you're just like, do I really want to do it? Do I really want to do this? So it's just harder at home because you just don't got the motivation to do it.
There's like a stat sheet somewhere that I was reading some years ago about like kids that homeschool, and like there's like a huge margin of like success. Like either you're very super successful and you have a lot of accolades in homeschool, or you're just really stupid. Right? Because either like your parents really push you or whoever's like schooling you, or you push yourself, or you don't know. Because it's easy to be lazy doing that. So I kind of feel bad for a lot of kids having to, also the interaction, right? Like a lot of the times you are doing school at home and stuff like that, I imagine.
Yeah, you don't get to hang out with your friends as much. You're always at home by yourself, Because Aaron still goes to school. Aaron goes to VA, so he still goes to school, but I'm virtual. Because the whole COVID thing, a big outburst during football happened, so I just stayed virtual.
Is that something that's hard for you too, not being around like your friends and your peers and stuff like that?
Yeah, because like the only people I really hang out with is these people, Kason, Katie, and Kelsey. Those are the only people that I hang out with. So I mean, I don't really see any other friends that often.
Well, that's really good. I guess that could tie into the whole concept of you wanting to be liked. If there's not a lot of people around, and the ones that you do hang around, obviously like you. So other people aren't there.
I don't know about Katie. Katie's a little on the fence about that one.
Okay. So about Seth.
Oh geez.
Okay, so Seth, like, he had a bunch of friends at West Blocton, like a bunch of them. And then I forgot what he did, but he did something like really little. Back to what he said, like, if you do something very little that's wrong, people are gonna like just automatically just like you. Like, don't even want to speak to you. Like, all the parents know. You talk behind your back, talk to your face about it. And he was like a big church singer, like at the West Blocton church, like led the group and everything. And he did something. I forgot what he did, but it wasn't that big. And he had no friends after that, like none. And I'm not even trying to like diss him or anything. Like he had no friends. Like Seth, he's a little ass. He really is.
Okay.
And he's hard to become friends with. But like, if you really just sit down and talk to that man, like he's a good friend at heart. And yeah, he's got one or two good friends at West Blocton still. But that's another thing why he don't want to go to school, because he hates it there. He wants to leave so bad.
Go to BA.
Absolutely. That's where I'm going.
That's so weird. Like, people are so the stone throwers, right? I was talking to somebody about this on the podcast not too long ago. People are so quick to point that judgmental pendulum at you, like, "Oh, look at what you did." Yeah, well, what did you do? What have you done? Like, so many people are out there like pointing fingers, and they're not like, "Oh yeah, well, they did do that, but what have I done?" Like, and it's so weird. You just got to ignore people like that, man.
Like everybody does something, but like it's such a big problem if you get caught.
Yeah, right. If you get caught, then you're demonized. You're canceled. Cancel culture represent. Guys, thanks so much for being on the show, man. This is, did y'all have fun?
It's interesting.
I loved it.
Interesting.
Every second of it.
Kind of weird, kind of fun.
No, it wasn't weird. It was like, because it's like a normal conversation, like I said. Like you just sit there and have a conversation. And
That's good.
And you really, all you're really doing is just getting to know more about people that you don't really know.
Yeah, I try to tell people too, because they're like, "Oh yeah, I want to come on your interview show and be interviewed." I was like, "I don't interview anybody." That's why I made the joke about Barbara Walters at the beginning. I'm not interviewing anybody. This is an open, free-form conversation show, is what it is. I had somebody, they got upset because I had a person on here, and they sent us a comment, and they were like, "Yeah, I mean, it was an okay show, but the interviewer didn't give so and so enough time to talk sometimes." And I was like, wasn't interviewing him, having a conversation. Also, I'm the kind of person, like, if I have a conversation with you, if I'm gonna talk, I'm gonna talk. Like, and then also some people get on here too, and I'm not talking about this person specifically, but like some people get on the show for the first time and they are nervous and they kind of don't know what to say, and so I kind of have to like fill in that void. So there's not this right here.
Oh yeah,
he broke, but yeah, you know what I mean, right?
Can I talk now?
No, you can't.
Okay.
Remember, you're being interviewed.
He didn't give me enough time, guys. I'm sorry.
Oh, get over it, bro. Go to a different podcast. Guys, thanks so much for being on the show. I'm going to let y'all each individually plug in any of your social medias and stuff. I know you kiddos like your TikToks and Instagrams and all that stuff.
I want to, okay. So y'all want to grow this podcast, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this might sound weird. But the easiest, quickest way to grow your podcast is like post little clips of the podcast on TikTok.
Yeah, that
like simultaneously.
It's crazy.
Like it's crazy, but it's pure luck. Like it don't take much time at all to post them. And it's
like you could take them. You could take a little clip straight from your computer.
What's the time frame for the
60 seconds?
60 seconds to 3 minutes.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely something we have in the cards because we want to do like short videos too on other platforms like Instagram and all that. Like with just like 5 minutes of just an insert of somebody talking about whatever. So yeah, thanks for the tip.
Yes,
but go ahead and plug in your social medias, bro.
Instagram, the real Aaron P77 with 2 A's.
Boom, that it? That all you got?
That's it. I don't have anything else.
How about you?
Mine's very simple. Made it simple for absolutely everybody. It is all social media platforms, all except Twitter. I don't have Twitter. It is Seth_Isbell. The last name is Isbell. I know it's spelled a little weird, but that's how you spell it. One more time for anybody that didn't hear it.
The kids in the back.
Seth_Isbell. Isbell.
What a charming young man. Guys, thanks so much for being on the podcast.
Anytime.
I really appreciate
No problem.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is another episode of the Wrestling Diaries. A little different. We had 2 guests on today, 2 brothers, 2 young men up and coming in this world, trying to make things awesome and better for themselves. Check them out. Check out their social media. Support them. Say a little prayer for them. Send them a gift basket. You know, anybody out there is wanting to get a little film school student, we got one right here. Boom. Holla at your boy. Check us out on YouTube. Comment, like, share, subscribe. Hit the notification bell for more content we release once a week. Listen to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Find out what people are wrestling with and how they can overcome and fight their demons. What do you wrestle with and how can you beat it? One love.